From space exploration, time travel, and extraterrestrial life, there's something inherently forward-thinking about sci-fi. It is indeed one of the most political genres, from Star Trek, depicting one of the first interracial kisses on television, to literally any Octavia Butler book, to Star Wars, a space allegory for imperialism. But a subset of Star Wars fans never got the memo, as racism ripples through the galaxy over Moses Ingram, who plays a Sith Inquisitor on the new Disney Plus series Obi-Wan Kenobi. Ingram revealed on Instagram that she has received hundreds of racist messages that included degrading racist insults, threats, and slurs. Jason Johnson is back with me, and I know a secret that you're going to be at Comic-Con. I'm super duper jealous. King of the Black Nerds,
yes,
Jason
yes.
Johnson. Yes. So what do we make of this?
As part of that credibility.
Go ahead.
Well, as part of my credibility, I have to point out that Reva is actually not a Sith because of the rule of two. That's my nerd rule. She's just an Inquisitor. Here's the thing. It's what I do. It's what I do. But here's the thing, Joy. It's the racism is so ridiculous. I was so excited for this segment to point this out. Behind me with all my Funko Pops, I've got all the black women from Spider-Man to Star Wars to Ghostbusters to Batman, all these African-American women. Our friend Yvette Nicole Brown was the host for the Star Wars celebration last weekend in Anaheim. So anybody who has a fundamental problem with black women being in science fiction ain't really reading science fiction. And they're just bigots who would be unhappy with anything. It's like going to a WNBA game and saying, why are all these women playing basketball? Have you not been paying attention? That's what's been there.
It's crazy because, you can go all the way back. I mean, Star Trek was so forward-leaning on race and trying to make, ecumenicism in terms of race and all the different species, all the different races being on that Star Trek Enterprise in both iterations. We're going to give Next Generation their share, but, I'm an original OG Captain Kirk era fan. The Twilight Zone, which was super forward-leaning in terms of social issues. Like, this genre, sci-fi is... It is the genre that is the most woke, to use a term that the right has turned into a bad word.
And that's the thing, Joy. They want to call it woke because they want to try and change what's already been happening. Remember, we had Uhura doing more than taking calls 50 years ago. We now have her with a natural being written on Strange New Worlds, which is a great new Star Trek show. African-American women, African women, Black Caribbean women have been a key part of science fiction from the very beginning. What has happened, Joy, is that people who aren't fans of these genres simply glom onto them. We've seen this happen with Rotten Tomatoes, where you have a bunch of bigots come in and knock down any movie that's got an African-American star. They want to lock black people and brown people and Asian people out of these areas because for them, it's the last place that they can hold on to sort of all of their whiteness. And it's not true. There have been black people from the beginning of science fiction, and you're not going to be able to keep us out.
And by the way, and women too, because remember, Doctor Who was a woman. You would think that, they should burn the genre to the ground. It's like any change in trying to sort of update these stories, even if it's not science fiction, God forbid 007, be black. I mean, it is this sort of holding on, as you said. They're fictionalized worlds. They can be anything. And Santa Claus is black. Just sorry.
Right, Santa Claus is black. And if you convince me that 100 years ago that a white man named Lord Greystoke could go into the jungle and teach black people how to handle nature better than we already have for 1,000 years, I think we can deal with a black woman in outer space who's got Sith powers. I think we're good with that.
And I mean, the other question is, the threats are always that they're going to boycott them. But as you said, these are people that are not fans of the genre anyway. So it's a boycott leading to what?
Right. And also, a boycott for what purpose? Look, if you want to watch right-wing science fiction, you're perfectly happy to do that. Starship Troopers is right-wing. You've got things being made by Ben Shapiro. If you want to watch whatever Gina Carano is doing now, you can do that. But for the rest of the planet that simply enjoys content, Obi-Wan Kenobi, for all the people who said that they were going to boycott because they didn't like this African-American woman who was an Inquisitor, it's the highest viewed Disney Plus Star Wars show that's ever come out. So clearly the majority of the country and the world is happy with seeing science fiction reflect the world that we live in and the world that we want, not the world that some people want to hold on to that never really existed.
Well, you know why they don't want to watch the Ben Shapiro one? Because it's not good. Like, they want the real one. Like, what they crave is the real culture to be on their side. They don't want to build their own. It's the reason that they don't want to have Twitter without liberals, because they just want to scream at the people that they hate.
Yes. Exactly.
And they don't want to be in their own universe, right? If they could create their own universe, they wouldn't, because they don't want to be there. Anyway, Jason Johnson, I'm jealous. Take me to Comic-Con with you. Thank you very much for being here tonight. That is tonight's ReadOut. I will be going to Comic-Con with you. I'm not even playing.